Welcome to PSY 503, Construct Validity, Session 12. Introduction. The lecture 12 discusses construct validity, which is another method of establishing validity. The methods under construct validity as discussed in this lecture include convergent, divergent, discriminant, factor analysis, internal consistency, and developmental changes. The lecture also covers the sources of error in test use. Objectives. After participating in this lecture, a student will be expected to achieve the following. 1. Explain construct validity. 2. Identify the various methods of establishing construct validity. 3. Identify the sources of test invalidation. 4. Explain correction for attenuation. Content. Construct validity refers to the ability of a test to measure the psychological construct that it was designed to measure. It refers to the extent to which operationalizations of a construct, e.g., practical tests developed from a theory, do actually measure what the theory says they do. For example, to what extent is an IQ questionnaire actually measuring intelligence? A test has construct validity if it accurately measures a theoretical, non-observable construct or trait, or if it demonstrates an association between the test scores and the prediction of a theoretical trait. It is important to know whether the test returns similar results to other tests which purport to measure the same or related construct. Intelligence tests are one example of measurement instruments that should have construct validity. Construct validity evidence involves the empirical and theoretical support for the interpretation of the construct. Such lines of evidence include statistical analysis of the internal structure of the test, including the relationships between responses to different test items. The construct validity of a test is worked out over a period of time on the basis of the accumulation of evidence. To create a measure with construct validity, first define the domain of interest, that is, what is to be measured. Then construct measurement items are designed which adequately measure that domain. Then, a scientific process of rigorously testing and modifying the measure is undertaken. Methods of establishing construct validity. A. Convergent validity. Convergent validity refers to the degree to which a measure is correlated with other measures that it is theoretically predicted to correlate with. A test has convergent validity if it has a high correlation with another test that measures the same construct. For instance, a scale on aggression can be used to validate another on hostility. A positive correlation between the two shows they measure similar constructs, hence its validity. B. Divergent validity. By contrast, a test's divergent validity is demonstrated through a high negative correlation with a test that measures an opposite construct. For example, a test on hostility could be used to validate a new scale on friendliness, and a negative correlation would be expected for validity to be assured. C. Discriminant validity. Discriminant validity describes the degree to which the test does not correlate with other tests that it theoretically should not be correlated with. It is important to show that a measure doesn't measure what it isn't meant to measure, that is, it discriminates. D. Factor analysis. Factor analysis is a complex statistical procedure which is conducted for a variety of purposes, one of which is to assess the construct's validity. Take 2. One of which is to assess the construct validity of a test or a number of tests. Researchers use factor analysis to investigate actual patterns of participants' performance on a test, such as the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children, 4th edition, WISC-IV. Such studies give empirical evidence for organizing subtests into broader categories called factors or indices. Factor analysis is a detailed empirical method that can be used to either A. Find a pattern of test item performance, exploratory factor analysis, or B. Confirm that test items fit a certain test performance pattern predicted by theory, confirmatory factor analysis. E. Internal consistency. We can assess the test internal consistency. That is, if a test has construct validity, scores on the individual test items should correlate highly with the total test score. This is achieved from an item total correlation analysis. It shows that the test is measuring a single construct. F. Developmental changes. Tests measuring certain constructs can be shown to have construct validity if the scores on the test show predictable developmental changes over time. Some tests, like Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, assume that the test performance changes with age. A test constructor should therefore attempt to determine whether or not developmental changes hold. Standard error of estimates. The standard error of estimates is used to estimate the range in which a person's true score on a criterion is likely to fall, given his or her score as estimated by a predictor. Decision making. In many cases, when using predictor tests, the goal is to predict whether or not a person will meet or exceed a minimum standard of criterion performance, the criterion cut-off point. When a predictor is to be used in this manner, the goal of the validation study is to set an optimal predictor cutoff score. An examinee who scores at or above the predictor cutoff is predicted to score at or above the criterion cutoff. Sources of invalidity. Unreliability. 1. Response sets, that is, psychological orientation or bias towards answering in a particular way. A. Acquiescence, tendency to agree, that is, say yes. Hence, use of half negatively and half positively worded items, but there can be semantic difficulties with negatively wording. B. Social desirability, tendency to portray self in a positive light. Try to design questions so that social desirability isn't salient. C. Faking bad, purposely saying no or looking bad if there is a reward, e.g. attention, compensation, social welfare, etc. 2. Bias. Bias may assume different forms. A. Cultural bias. Does the psychological construct have the same meaning from one culture to another? How are the different items interpreted by people from different cultures? Actual content face validity may be different from different cultures. B. Gender bias may also be possible. C. Test bias. Bias in measurement occurs when the test makes systematic errors in measuring a particular characteristic or attribute, e.g., in interviews, which are a type of test. Research shows that there is a bias in favor of good-looking applicants. Correction for attenuation. Let us now consider some of the consequences of less than perfect reliability. Suppose we use a scale of prejudice against foreign-made cars to predict some other criterion, such as subsequent actual purchase of a car. If our scale correlates with such a criterion, it will raise our confidence in the validity of the scale, that is, that it really measures prejudices against foreign-made cars and not something completely different. In actual test design, the validation of a scale is a lengthy process that requires the researcher to correlate the scale with various external criteria that, in theory, should be related to the concept that is supposedly being measured by the scale. How will validity be affected by less than perfect scale reliability? The random error portion of the scale is unlikely to correlate with some external criterion. Therefore, if the proportion of true score in a scale is only 60%, that is, the reliability is only 60, then the correlation between the scale and the criterion variable will be attenuated. That is, it will be smaller than the actual correlation of true scores. In fact, the validity of a scale is always limited by its reliability. Given the reliability of the two measures in a correlation, that is, the scale and the criterion variable, we can estimate the actual correlation of true scores in both measures. Put another way, we can correct the correlation for attenuation. In this formula, Rxy corrected stands for the corrected correlation coefficient. That is, it is the estimate of the correlation between the true scores in the two measures x and y. The term Rxy denotes the uncorrected correlation, and Rxx and Ryy denotes the reliability of measure scale x and y. You can compute the attenuation correction based on specific values or based on actual raw data, in which case the reliabilities of the two measures are estimated from the data. End of study session 12. Thanks for listening.